take the children of the end of the war, all those born in 1970, make sure they go to school, all of them, and do that for every subsequent year. They took 3 years, 73, January 76, universal primary education was established. For that 3 years, they did an accelerated development of teachers. The commitment of the Nigerian state was that no child born after 1970 will remain uneducated. We have not kept our commitment. 3 things have happened since that policy decision of 41 years ago. The first is, we did not put the necessary investment to keep to that promise. The second thing is, over those 41 years, there's a huge differentiation in the level of investments in different zones of the country. That is an important point. When we say our education has collapsed in this country, we should look at what the numbers tell us. The last school census in Nigeria was done in 2010, and the numbers released were the numbers for 2009. What does it tell us? In Borno State, 23% of children of school-going age go to primary school. In Lagos, 95% of children of school-going age go to school. That tells a narrative of relative irresponsibility of governments on the zonal level. The narrative of the school census is not just a narrative of numbers. The second thing we learned from that census of 2010 is that over 90% of the kids, that 23% that go to primary school in Borno State, leave primary school illiterate. And most of their teachers are illiterate. Those who go to school in Lagos, they leave primary school literate. Let me continue with these progressive states, Borno and Lagos. The average woman in Lagos State gives birth to 3 children in her lifetime. In Borno State, it is 7 children, which means the population growth rate in Borno is over double that of Lagos if you exclude migration. What this tells us, Borno needed to invest at least double what Lagos was investing to make a difference in the education of their children. That was not being done. Ahmed Joda's article was about not to have a return to civil war because you occupy the youth. He was referring to this fatidic number that has been repeated so many times today of 10.5 million children of school-going age not in school. And they are all concentrated, most of them are concentrated in the Northeast and the Northwest. Therefore, my sense is our policy options are clear. We just need to do it. Let me open an advert in my column in Daily Trust today. You should all go and read it. I spoke about how I got very upset with Governor Amechi of Rivers State yesterday. Why are you looking at me? Every day for the last 14 days, we have been having a sitting in Abuja, bring back our girls. Yesterday I was here. I was called 2:45 that the police have surrounded the place and said we shouldn't sit. So I asked them, who sent the police to us? That's strange. They said one Commissioner Mbu gave the order. I said, that is Amechi's friend now. Why did he send him to us? Governor Amechi, please invite your friend back. We want to be able to demonstrate peacefully and every day in Abuja. To do that, we don't like Mbu. So do something about that. But the point I was making in my column, going back to the advert, was about the discussions we've been having given these sittings we've been doing. On Tuesday, we were at Defense Headquarters, and we had a 2-hour meeting with a team of 8 generals. The point we made to them is that in this country, you cannot say you are a government, and you can't say you are armed forces if 300 girls will be abducted, and 3 weeks later, you have done nothing. You haven't even gone to Chibok. None of your operatives have been seen around. The ordinary citizens of Chibok follow these people with their sticks, bows and arrows, till they could go no further. There was no support from the armed forces. And we told General Olu Kolade that don't accuse us of denigrating the armed forces. What we are doing is saying we have a constitution that says the primary purpose of government is the welfare and security of Nigerians. You are not doing your work. And you need to do your work. On Saturday in Kaduna, armed personnel carriers were sent to Murtala Mohammed Square to stop people saying, bring back our girls. And the question that was asked in Kaduna, well, the people in Borno are saying they are not seeing the armed personnel carriers. Since you have them, why are you deploying them in Murtala Mohammed Square while they will be much more useful? They will be much more useful where the operations take place. My point, therefore, is that we have had over 4 decades of irresponsible political leadership in this country. The level of that irresponsibility is higher in certain zones of the country. And what we need to do is really to implement policies that have been adopted so long ago, but the investments to make those policies real hasn't been made. I've been told since we've run out of time, I should just talk for 2 minutes. So one way of concluding is to say, since I'm an indigene of Kano State, let me give you facts. The most important fact is that the Kano State government has developed an excellent template for education. A template that places 3 issues on the agenda. First, grow the numbers of enrollment.